What's happening, guys? If you have any of those, welcome back to my channel. I know I'm shooting a little differently. I've filmed a couple videos like this. I'm always looking for ways to film more casually, make it a little more personal and not so like produced or staged. And this is my lens that if I get like close to one side or the other, get too close, it will make things look very wide because it's a wide angle. It's a 24 millimeter. It's a 24 millimeter lens. However, I feel like it just feels more like I feel more connected to you guys, even though I'm just in my office talking to a camera. I still feel really close to you guys. So for today, I actually have to shoot something real quick. And I thought, you know, since I already have everything set up, why not just pop on here and film this makeup that I've been wearing whenever I want to look put together, super quick and easy. We're just gonna get right to it. I'm gonna prep my eyes with the NARS Skin Total Replenishing Eye Cream. And I also feel like with this setup, I can get really close to the camera and show you guys the details. So I have my mirror in front of me. I can really show you guys the texture. So I always advocate for this eye cream. I think it's such an amazing eye cream. It's like a balm almost. And then same thing with the face cream. This is the NARS Skin Moisture or Luminous Moisture Cream. They make a gel as well, but I really like the cream, as you guys can tell. It is empty, but it's so good. I like creating a nice slip on the skin, especially when I'm doing minimal makeup, which is what I'm about to do right now. I might title this video, How to Wear Less Makeup, or my 5 essentials, because I think it's just 5 products that I use, to be honest. And final prep step is a lip balm. I am obsessed with the Summer Fridays Butter Balm. Definitely rivals my Clarins Moisture Replenishing Lip Balm. Like, it's got so much lip liner on the rim, because I'm gonna show you guys my trick today for my everyday bigger, it's just so good. It's so funny, when I film, I have a giant monitor that lets me see what I'm doing. I have my mirror, I have my camera. There's so many things to check when you film yourself that it's really quite overwhelming sometimes. First step when I'm doing this super quick 5 product, I hope it's 5 products, I really think it is, makeup look, the Marc Jacobs Accomplice Concealer. I've gotten pretty tan, but my face is still a little lighter than my body since I try and cover it, wear a heavy SPF. But shade 39 has like that perfect olive undertone. And I 10 out of 10 recommend this concealer to all of you guys. It's labeled a concealer touch-up stick. So to me, it's almost like a small full coverage foundation. It looks like skin. It's so heavily pigmented that you really just need to add it where you need it and then blend it out, and it's stunning. You guys will see. But I just remembered one additional step that I wanted to do because I tried this for the first time the other day and it made a huge difference just in the way that my skin looked. This Victoria Beckham Beauty Cell Rejuvenating Priming Moisturizer in the shade Golden, and it does exactly that. It gives your skin like a golden hour effect. Oh, just wait and see. But see how much more detailed this lens is in this camera? Look at, dew dye, it's so pretty. And then I'll do it on one side so you guys can really see it. Tell me that isn't golden hour on your face in a tube. It's so subtle too. It doesn't add any color. It just, like, I would wear this alone without any makeup over it because it's that beautiful. It's one of those products that I wish I would have used sooner. I've had it for a while, just hadn't dabbled in it just yet. And the other day I was like, you know what? Since you're hardly wearing any makeup, you're just kind of spot concealing. What is this hair doing? Oh, I got primer in my hair. But since I had only been spot concealing, I was like, you know, you can do something else to really enhance your skin if you're not adding anything elsewhere. And I tried this and I was like, wow, super impressed. It makes it look like I have one of those Instagram filters on my skin. All right, going in with the Marc Jacobs Accomplice Concealer, shade number 39. Let me show you guys what it looks like. So creamy, full coverage. Look at that perfect olive undertone. And you guys will see. I like to start by applying it here where I have redness, blemishes, you guys can see little blemishes, and then just blending it out everywhere else. And it gives me the illusion that I have on a foundation, that I have an even skin tone without completely covering my face in a foundation. Let me get you guys up close and personal to show you how I cover these. So right here where I'm red, I think like that looks good. And then obviously this blemish up here, maybe a little bit right there. And that's about it. You can add more afterwards, but I feel like right now that's pretty good. And then I just take a really dense kabuki brush. What's really fascinating about this makeup look that I do when I just want to look put together is that I use all brushes. I don't use a sponge, which is very unlike me. You guys know I'm a heavy Ofra sponge user. This guy right here. I always use this, always, always, always. But whenever I'm in a rush, I just whip it up real quick. Usually the sponge is dirty, they're all dirty, so I just grab a brush and I start stippling it in. If you typically like going a little darker with your foundation, you will see sort of like the areas, because it's such a high coverage, where you applied concealer and nowhere else. Try and really sheer it out, or keep the most coverage, the most product where you have the blemishes, where you want the coverage. And then once you're done with that, whatever's left over on the brush, you're just gonna blend everywhere else. Because see right now how you can see the certain areas that don't have concealer? But I'll show you guys how I even it out. I especially love the fact that this makes it so that there's almost no product on the center of my forehead, because if you guys can tell, that's where I have my wrinkles, you know? Botox has completely run out at this point in quarantine. I could technically go back and get it done, but it's not like, you know, do or die, super critical that I go and do it. I'm like totally fine as is. But because of that, a lot of products, if I do like a heavy foundation, concealer routine, the whole shebang, I will get product buildup in those lines. So I really love the fact that with this technique, I hardly get any product buildup in areas where I crease. So like I mentioned, now I'm just gonna take whatever is left over on the brush and shear it out everywhere else. Even onto the brow bone, not necessarily the eyelids. I try and keep that area pretty bare as well. And then like I mentioned, if you need a little extra coverage, especially, you know, like this one, it's always really, really hard to cover a scab like that. I shouldn't have picked at it. It's best to just not, I mean, I know you guys get told this all the time, but it's so much better to just leave a pimple and not pick at it, because the second you pick at it and it becomes textured, texture is impossible to cover. Texture is texture. You can have a rough surface, you can layer paint, you know, I'm talking like generalities here. You can keep layering stuff over it. That texture is not gonna change unless you're physically smoothing out the texture, right? So same thing goes for your skin. So when I get comments about how to smooth out texture, it comes down to skincare. And when it comes to makeup, you could technically plaster on a smoothing primer and just keep on packing on the makeup, but the texture is still gonna be there, and the end result is just gonna be like a really heavy finish the more and more you try and cover up that texture. So see that? See how it's still textured? Do you guys see that? So just do yourself a favor and don't pick at it like I did. Whew, had to turn on. We got like a little window AC from my office. My house is a 1924, no HVAC, no central air, you guys. We're getting there. I'm hoping to have it soon. So we got a little like AC unit from my office, because it's been really difficult to film this summer. It's been so hot here, and under these lights it's even hotter. So I have to turn it on in between and try and like cool down a bit, because if not, I'm like a sweaty mess. But moving on to under eye concealers. So I don't apply the Marc Jacobs one underneath my eyes because it's a little heavy and drying. I've done it in the past. Oh, well, for the under eyes. On the face, it's great, as you guys can tell. But for the under eyes, something that creamy, especially when you crease like I do, it's not gonna sit well underneath the eyes, especially all day long. So I use the NARS Radiant Creamy underneath the eyes, just a small amount. I've only used the Marc Jacobs one underneath my eyes when I've been like super in a rush, just need to like, you know, look even and put together. I use a lighter shade underneath my eyes and blend it out, but it never lasts on me because my under eyes just for whatever reason crease like crazy. But this brush, I need to talk about it because I love it so much. This is a Sephora number 19 Pro Crease Brush. It's a little synthetic brush and I love it for blending under eye concealer. It's so good. And I actually need to grab a separate mirror so that I can, oh my God, I'm pull the muscle turning like that, just so I can look up because my mirror is kind of like stuck here in front of me. But here's what I do, all right? I'm going to take just a small amount and apply it like so. Even because the concealer is like a little darker and you know, you're used to having those highlights on your face, the contour and whatnot. I'll add a little here, like literally that much, and right there, just like that. And then this side as well, to add highlights to the face, but not pack it on. And then I'll just take that same brush I was using and start blending it out first with the brush. And this brush, by the way, is an Hourglass foundation brush. And see what a difference that made, how it just kind of brightened everything up. So I start the blending process with the brush just to really, again, sheer it out. Anything that's like a large kabuki brush like this is gonna really sheer out your foundation. And then with the little brush, I'm gonna start feathering it right up along the lash line to really brighten things up and get a really nice blended look. You can even blend it to this inner corner and onto the eyelid if you have discoloration on your eyelid. I kind of like the discoloration on my eyelids. I feel like it makes it look like I have eyeshadow on. Another brush that I really love for this is the LH 304 brush, this guy. I use it for eyeshadow all the time. Look at how dense that is. The Sephora one is tapered, it goes to like a little point, so you're more precise with that one. But this brush I do like to use to add powder afterwards for settings, so either one. But I feel like this one I'd probably end up using less tools. And then I'll just fine tune the concealer and all the product that I currently have on my face with this little brush as well. So if certain areas look textured, maybe they're not blended as well, I'll just go around with the little brush and blend them out. Ta-da! Now to set everything. I do like, okay, my two favorite powders, setting powders, are definitely the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder and Laura Mercier Setting Powder. Laura Mercier does contain talc and it works the absolute best. It's a staple. I end up using less of the Laura Mercier because it really locks everything in with less powder, whereas the Cover FX one, you have to use a little more. I like it to dust across my entire face. Under eyes, I have to use more. Laura Mercier, I end up using less. So when I'm being quick, I just use Laura Mercier and set very quickly the areas that'll crease. So for me, it's underneath the eyes, laugh lines, again, forehead. I'll even dust a little powder on the eyelids so that they don't end up getting oily. And then just blend it in by pressing the powder into the under eyes. Maybe out here, because when I laugh and smile, I'll get into those little fine lines. I'm gonna use the Fenty Cream Bronzer. This is 03 Macchiato. And it's just the perfect neutral shade that isn't too warm. You can do a little contour, there's a hair in there. All cream products, no matter what, I feel like always end up with a bunch of shit in them. But for this, I'm using a Sephora number 56 brush. It's nice and, see that shape of it? It's kind of like flat. Like that. And I'm gonna pick up a little bit of the cream product at a time and just apply it like I normally would a bronzer. So I start with the hollows. Also apply it to the cheeks because, again, this look is meant to be really simple, so I'm not gonna add a blush. I don't think so, at least. Blush is optional because when you add bronzer right here, it ends up looking like blush anyway. Yeah, let me know if you guys like this filming setup. Like, do you like seeing these details? Do you prefer it being like super profesh? And I'll take some and add it right here as well, but I won't really contour the nose, but just right here. Under the lip. For a highlight on the skin, I really love the look of naturally like glowy, oily skin. And then Becca came out with this Becca Zero Face Gloss, or it's a No Pigment Glass Highlighter for Face and Lips. And for this, I literally, look at that, it looks like a gloss, so you could use it as a gloss. I take it and I put it right here. The smallest amount, work it between your hands. So this is almost gonna act as the beauty blender. And I just lightly tap it onto here, and that's it. That's my face highlight for this look. I can also add a little to the brow bone, and I'll just take off the rest on my shoulders. This just, they also came out with this, which you could use for this look if you wanted to perfect the look of your skin all over. I have used this with the technique that I'm doing in this video, but I kind of wanted to save this for like another video and just stick to like the bare minimum in this video. So from here, I'm just gonna fluff up my brows. Gimme Brow by Benefit, I use shade 4.5. I feel like I finally have gotten to a point with my brow hairs that I don't really need a pencil. I haven't really been using one. I just really focus products like this on the tail. Oops. See that? That's what makes your brows end up looking like a caterpillar when you like smash the product into your brow. But it's okay, I'll just use a brush to kind of like flick it off once it's dried down. Like same technique as when mascara gets on your eyeshadow. Just let it dry. Don't mess with it right now, it's okay. So just very lightly with tinted brow gels, let them just glide onto the actual brow hairs. Don't smash them onto your skin. I mean, I don't know, it might work, I guess, if you have really sparse brows, but for me, see, look, I got it on my forehead too. For me, when I do that, it makes them look crazy thick instead of giving me that feathered effect that I feel like, you know, everyone strives to achieve these days. So you want to see like that little bit of skin in between the brow hairs to get that feathered effect. And when you smash, I'm putting Mika and Boomer on a feeding schedule. But yeah, when you smash it, if you have really thick brows, you won't get that effect of seeing the skin in between. I'm gonna add mascara right now while I wait for it to dry before I try and blend it out. Love the Pat McGrath Labs Fetish Eyes Mascara. I've been trying to finish up my mascaras as I open them versus getting sucked into new releases. I have the new Marc Jacobs one, I have the new Pat McGrath, but what happens when I open, I mean, I know this is my job and I should just open them, but I feel bad because then they go dry because I you know, jump around between several new opened mascaras and I never get around to finishing one. So this is my current favorite. I feel like it barely takes any to make it look like you have lashes. Look at how thick it is, look at that. Yummy mascara, I love it. And for this, I also just kind of feather it on like so. And on top of that, I like to pull the lashes out in this direction so that they're kind of fanned outward. And they're mostly, the mascara is mostly on the end of my lashes versus when I'm doing an intense look, I really try and like smash it along the waterline and the base of the lashes. For this, I just kind of let the brush do the work. You could totally add a mascara to your lower lashes. I skip it, and then from here, I'm gonna clean up the bit of brow gel that got on my skin. So I'm using that same Sephora brush from earlier, and I'm just going to lightly feather wherever I accidentally added it to my skin. And the lips, and that's it. I'm going to give a little shout out to Patrick Starr. Love him so much. He's always just been the kindest human being, and I'm so proud of him with his own brand launch, One Size. These are gigantic, by the way. So if I'm only gonna use them to remove a little bit of makeup and not all of my makeup, or like a big, you know, if I'm doing something massive, I just rip off a piece and then throw the other end back in. So because I did apply that lip balm, I like to remove it because if not, you don't get the best lip liner application. So I always remove the lip balm. And then I'm also going to use this little piece to just remove any makeup from my hair. I don't know if this is super effective, but I just really like the concept. This is the Smith & Colt Instant Recall Invisible powder setting spray. So this is actually like a fine powder. So for this look, because I don't want to look really powdered down, I want to look fresh and effortless, I use this to just powder down the bronzer, the concealer, obviously not the highlight, so I just kind of do this. It's almost like dry shampoo for your face, but I feel like it works, so I just really like the concept versus like trying to smash a powder onto your face and then looking really powdery. So this still keeps it looking fresh, it's nice and set. For the lip, I had to wrap this video up real quick because the sun's trying to poke through and then this whole video is gonna get blown out. It's gonna be so bright in here. This is Anywhere Caffeine. What's the name? There we go. Number 600, Anywhere Caffeine Artist Color Pencil from Makeup Forever. I love it because it reminds me of my cholita stage growing up. Shout out to all my cholas. I admire your style so much. I always have, and I wish I could have full on rocked it. My mom did not approve. It reminds me of that kind of effect with my lips. Anywhere Caffeine is definitely my favorite. So I'm going to outline my lips, and I like to overline, but the key is to still have your lips meet where the edges naturally are, and overline on these outer edges right here. So just like that. See how much over I went? A little gap. And then what I do once I'm done outlining, I'll start to feather in the color, especially on the edges right here. A little bit on the center to give that effect, you know, like that Angelina Jolie lip. And then I'll blend it out when I add the lip balm back in. So same thing with the upper lip. You still want it to meet right here, so you can always start right here as well. And then round it out when you get to this area. So by rounding it out, it gives you like that ultimate pouty lip. My hair is getting frizzy, like what is happening? Still playing around with curly hair products, and it's been a hit or miss, trial and error kind of journey, you guys. Accidentally washing my hair almost every day because if I use something and it doesn't work, I have to wash my hair, or else I just like can't stand the feeling of my hair. So now I'm gonna take the Lip Butter Balm by Summer Fridays and a lip brush. This is why I have lip liner or lipstick all over the rim, because as I blend it out, I get it on the lip balm. But I use this to just fill in the area. So I'm not completely drenching my lips in the lip balm. I'm adding it to the negative space that has no lip pencils. So this little pocket right here, and this will help to blend that center line on the lips. See that? And then with the top lips, I'm just gonna add it right here. And that's it. Lip liner, lip balm. So under 10 products. You could definitely use a lot less if you didn't want to add the skin gloss, if you didn't want to use bronzer. Sometimes I've done it without any bronzer and just relied on the natural contours on my face to look like I have some kind of like definition. Bring my hair back down. And that's it. That's all that there is to this look. Very simple, minimal products, great for every day. All the products I use are definitely what I consider essentials. Accomplice concealer, yes. Fenty bronzer, yes. Skin gloss, yes. Anywhere Caffeine, yes. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you like the way it was shot. I definitely feel much more relaxed in this environment with the camera just sitting on my tabletop. And yeah, I don't know. I just really enjoyed the way I did this video, and I hope that you guys did too. So leave me your comments, feedback, concerns. Share this video with anyone who is maybe like getting into makeup or just wants to know what are like the bare essentials or things that they could use to just look a little bit better, like themselves, but a little bit better every single day. Share this video with them. Don't be greedy. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah.